Please, is anyone able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So the page you have up there shows what I'm referring to as the Google Chrome. So this is what we're going to use to launch the application. So if you're able to locate it on your phone, then just use it to launch it by clicking on it. Even if you are using a laptop, still locate the Google Chrome and use it to launch the internet. And if you click on it, it's going to open for you the address bar. And then you key in, as you can see here, in the address bar, just as you normally say www.google.com, the same way you say www.epcgh, as you can see here, epcgh.app. Type that in the address bar and enter. It would be nice if we work together on this journey. So if you are able to do it, then you enter. It will take you to open the application for you. It will open the application for you, which will look like this. It shows the page and asks you to sign in, and it's asking for email or phone number. It's asking for password, and then below it is login. And then it has the logo of our dear church, EP Church, on the page. If you can see this, then we can really enjoy the ride together. Is anybody able to successfully get to this page? Click on the Google Chrome, type in the address bar www.epcgh, that's EP Church Ghana in short, epcgh.app, and enter. When you get to this page, you can see that in the top right corner, if you are using a phone, you see three dots.
Right.
3 dots.
9%.
Now the top right corner, you see 3 dots.
Yeah.
And that you see this, someone is at the election center and we are hearing the results. If you can help us.
If we are to
3 dots.
So just mute your phone for now. After that, we hear the results. So if you see the 3 dots up here in the top right corner, you either see 3 dots or you see an arrow, red arrow. Click on it. If you click on that, it opens a drop down for you like this. You look through, and you see this line called desktop site. Desktop site. Click inside the box by it and get it selected. That is very important. If you do that, you see that it changes the screen resolution. It will reduce it for you, so you can even use your fingers now to just move the screen, make it bigger or smaller. And with that, you're able to see all the features that we want to share with you. So it's important to use the 3 dots, click on it, come down the list and check desktop site. Once you select that, then the resolution changes. You can now use your fingers to open it up and reduce it, and then we are ready to go. Now, if you have done that successfully, then those of you who previously completed the N-PAY form for registration, then you can proceed from here using your own access. But if you have not yet completed the N-PAY registration form, then I'm sorry, this is how far we have traveled. You can't go beyond this because now you need your personal ID to access the platform. So those of you who are already registered, you might have put 1 or 2 telephone numbers. we normally use the very first one to set you up. So in the space here that says email or username, type your phone number, the one you placed on the registration form, key it in here. You can see it, key it in here. In this example, the telephone number that that individual used to access it is 020-8164-609. So in this case, use your own personal telephone number, which you put on the registration form. That is what we used. So the system is able to recognize that. If you have successfully keyed in your phone number here, then come to the next line, which is the password. We are all going to log in for the first time. And as a first-time person, logging in, what we do is that we have what is called one-time password. And that one-time password actually is the word password. So you are going to use password. Don't use this parenthesis, these quotes around it. No, just the word password, but the P must be capital P. Then A, S, S, W, O, R, D. Then now key in these figures: 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then remember there is a semicolon in the end. This semicolon looks like a comma with a dot on it. It's a key on your laptop keyboard or on your phone, your keypad. You see this semicolon. It must be in at the end before this will work. So I'm saying type the word password, but let the P be capital P, then ASSWORD, and then the figures 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and put a semicolon in the end. If you do that, then you click log in. If you do that well, it will take you to a next page and ask you to change your password. If you get there, wait for me, because we need to follow a particular protocol in getting our own password before the system will accept it. So if you log in, it gets you to this page which says change password. So for the change password, it's asking you first of all of the current password. Your current password should be the one we used on the previous screen, which is capital PASS word 13579 with a semicolon. You still repeat that for the current password, which is the first row. If you succeed in doing that, then now your new password must follow the same protocol. It has to be alphanumeric, and one of the letters must be a capital letter. And then pick some figures. You can write it somewhere because you need to repeat the same thing the next line, and add one special character. One special character, it could be exclamation sign, it could be a number sign, dollar sign, semicolon. Those are called special characters. You must include one of them. It has to be letters and figures plus one special character, and must, yes, not be less than 6, or get it up to about 8. And then you repeat the same thing. Once you do that as your new password, write it down somewhere, and then you repeat it here where it says confirm new password. You key it in here. Then after that, you click on the green button that says change password. Change password. Make sure you repeat your password correctly and accurately. And if you do, the system is going to accept and take you, okay, like we are showing here. This is how you have to do it. Your password must be at least 8 characters. Yes, at least 8 characters. Must include 1 capital letter and at least 1 small letter. You must have 1 special character. The special character can be a $sign, it can be an exclamation sign, or a number sign, etc. If you have done that successfully and confirmed same here, then your next screen is going to look like this, with the writing in blue here telling you your password has been changed. Please log off and log in again. If you are there, then congratulations. If you are not there yet, shout for help now, and we will come to your aid. If you are successful, you have to log off and then you log in again. And if you see the screen either on top or just below your screen, you may see something like a round symbol with an arrow inside, either down here or up here. You can use that to log off, and then you can launch the application again from Google Chrome, www.epcgh.app, and then you log in now with your phone number and your new password. If you succeed in doing that, we may be getting to a page that we can then begin to see how it works like. And if you are successful, your screen may be looking like what I put up there, which means you have successfully used your own password and you have entered this the system, and you are ready to either do revenue declaration or view declaration reports or view payments reports. Yeah. Now, the N-PAY works on the principle that the congregational session should appoint cash counters. We advise that we should have a number of people that have been appointed by the congregational session and introduced to the congregation, that these individuals have been appointed to count cash. On weekly basis, 3 of them will be on duty. Just as we do teaching and preaching roster for every week, the same way we need to do a roster for those who will be counting cash. So it's not a secret, those who are counting cash. And we must avoid only one person counting cash. In fact, it is unacceptable now in our church for one person to hide in a corner somewhere and be counting cash which belongs to the church. These 3 people must be there. And remember that the finance committee has full responsibility for this. And the treasurer in particular must be there to supervise. If the finance chair is there, they are only supervising. They are not part of the cash counters. So pick neutral people, could be students, could be workers, 3 of them, who will then do when we collect cash, let's say Ministry of Kindness, they would have gone to do the cash analysis, like sorting, and then completing the cash analysis. So the cash analysis would have been completed, cash sorted out into denomination, counted, multiply the quantity by denomination to have the total for each collection. So you do 1 for Ministry of Kindness, you do 1 for Sunday offering, If you have tie to do the same, and if there is a fourth collection, it means we have 4 cash analysis sheets duly completed, signed by each of those 3 cash counters, and then countersigned by a presbyter rep on duty. And finally, after service, the catechist, or if the pastor is present, will go through this. If he or she is happy, then we'll also sign finally. Then after the declaration has been posted, I'm going to show you now, the treasurer will now say, yes, I have successfully posted this thing onto the platform. That will end it. But for now, we assume that, yes, that's, and we are here. Those at the congregational level are those who are supposed to do the declaration. Please note. So those of you who are at the presbytery level, if your screen is showing us, it is here, and you are clicking on the declaration to declare revenue and it's working, then let us know. It means you have not been properly set up. Because at the presbytery level, it's assumed that you can only view but not do declaration. Because in EP Church, we go to church at the congregational level. Even if the whole presbytery decide to hold a program, that program will be hosted by a particular district and it will be happening within the domain of a congregation. So in that case, it's the congregation that has to do the declaration. So if you are successful, it shows here that declare revenue. So tomorrow, those whose account have already created and you are given access at the congregational level, either as the IT support or account officer or treasurer, you click on this yellow button here that says declare revenue. You click on it and you'll be seeing something like this. So this is what is called a declaration form, and it is open for you. And this form is specific for every congregation, because what we have done over the last 1 or so year with the service provider is we provided the data on all congregations in EP Church, and they had already created code for all of us. So when we set you up, we are able to say that, okay, you are in the Central Western Presbytery, you belong to Kwesimintim, is that the district? And in that district, you belong to a particular congregation. So by the time you are logging in, you already identified with a particular congregation or a particular district, or like the synod moderator or the synod clerk, they will have access to the presbytery platform. And what they will see, the district pastors will not be able to see, because their access is at a higher level. They should see all the districts and congregations in the presbytery, but a district pastor will only see the congregations under him, and someone who has a congregational access can only see his or her congregation only. Now, here, if you can see the example we use, here we set the person up as coming from Vapotoji. So you see the top here, it shows the congregation. Now the congregation, you see a column here, and we have this code, which starts with E. Now, this E is very important, and what you have here, in this case, E011101 is the code, congregational code for Vapotoji, and this happens to be the district headquarters. And I want to explain the code to you. The E, as you see here, stands for EP Church, because the banks that we are using, they do church collection for other churches also. So the E here is what identifies us as EP Church. Now the next 2 digits, 01, as at the time we created this, Vakpotoji was under Western Presbytery, and Western Presbytery was the first presbytery created. So it has a code 01. 01. And after Vakpotoji, I'm sure we went to Southern Presbytery. So there will be 02 here. And then back to Ho East. So Ho East will be 03 here. If you check the yearbook, you see that all the presbyteries are listed according to seniority. New Legon District, for example, is under Meridian Presbytery. And Meridian Presbytery happened to be the 14th presbytery created. So anybody in Meridian Presbytery would have started with E01. But in fact, you don't have to do anything here. It's already in the system. I'm only helping you to be able to interpret it. Now, the next two digits talks about your district. So if this 01 talks about Western, the 11 here talks about the Vakpo district, which happens to be the 11th district created in the then Western Presbytery. And the last two digits will tell you whether that is the headquarters. So all headquarters will have the ending of 01. If there is a second congregation, it will be 02. Third congregation. So those of you who have 5 congregations in your district, you have 01 ending 02, 03, 04, up to 05 for the last congregation. So that is the congregational code. Now, when you come here, you want to do declaration, you see this place, this page here. To the right, it says declaration year. Declaration year. And if you watch, inside it says select year to start. We will see it very soon. There is a drop-down arrow there that when you click on it, you can select 2023 or 2024, depending upon the year in which we are. And then you also come down here, revenue week. All the weeks in the year are listed from week 1 in January up to week 52. And in some instances, we have 53 weeks. So yours is to click on the drop-down and select. And then we're going to see the details anyway. But if you watch here, you see that it says revenue stroke income entry table sheet. So in the left here, you see revenue source. Revenue source. And under the source, you see Ministry of Kindness, you see Sunday offering, silver collection, special appeal, tithes, donations, and if there is any other thing that's not listed here, you bulk all together and key it in here on this line. They also made provision for 3 services, as some large congregations hold first service, second service, and third service. So otherwise, your numbers will all be entered in the first column here under first service. So once you key it in, the distribution happens automatically. You don't have to do any calculation. All you do is to put the total here. So if you have 2 services, you complete your cash analysis for service 1 and leave it. Finish the second service before the treasurer in the evening will key it in. Because your congregation can only do 1 declaration per week. Now, the next page, this is how it looks like. So I click on the drop down for revenue year, then I'll select 2023. That is step 1. So select revenue year 2023. Step 2, you select the revenue week. Now, because we are doing training, this is why we can select any week from week 1 to week 10. If this is the first time you are doing, you can use that for practice because we are not actually counting that. Tomorrow's date is 5th November. So those of you who are on the page, actually, after selecting 2023, when you click on this drop down, you see a table. You go down, then you can see November 5, 2023 as week 45. If you want to declare for tomorrow, that's what you are going to select. But tonight, we are only practicing. So I'm suggesting that you select either week 1 in January, week 2, week 3, up to end of February, and you can use that for trial because we are not considering those. So once you select that, then you now pick your cash analysis sheets one by one because you would have completed one for Ministry of Kindness. So if there is only one service, here we assume that the total they collected was 400. So the treasurer picks that which has been duly signed. In fact, if your cash analysis is not signed by all those 3 people who countersigned by presbyter, and then also the catechist and or the pastor, then you're going to have an issue tomorrow with auditors when they come around. It means that your numbers that you are keying in cannot be trusted. So we kindly advise that no cash analysis form, no entry onto the N-PAY platform. Don't guess numbers and keep it in there. One day it will catch up with you. So please, let's keep to that. So you pick the Ministry of Kindness, you put it in. Once you put it in and press the tab key, the numbers get distributed according to the percentages that we use. 45% for the congregation, 10% to the district, 7% to the presbytery, the headquarters take the 38%. But as I will demonstrate to you, this is also broken down further. If you get to the real life page, you see that it's broken down into 13.5, which is the headquarters support, and 24.5, which is the agent salary support or fund. So the system automatically will distribute all. In this situation or scenario, the Sunday offering was 650. You just key it in here, press the tab key. What you see here is the system calculated numbers and put them here for you. So your total here will always be equal to the total for the first 2 and 3 columns if you put numbers there. So in this example too, they had tithes. You can see 1,200, you key it here, the distribution happens, putting the total here. And they had donation, 100 cedis, you put here. Once that is done, your total, the system will show you all that you keyed in is 2,350. And in this instance, go back to your cash analysis and make sure that these numbers you have here on Ministry of Kindness is what the people have signed. On the Sunday offering, you actually have 650, the tithe 1,002, donation this. If you are happy with these and the total also agrees with your total, then please click Save Sheet Data here. Then you are telling the system that you are happy. When you click that, the system is asking you a question. Please read before you select. It wants you to confirm that all your revenue declaration on this sheet will be saved to the congregation, so the code of your congregation comes. The week also appears. If you are happy, you just say yes. You click on yes. If you are not happy that, oh, so this is not the week I'm declaring, I selected the wrong week, you cancel, then you go back and correct. But if you are happy, then you just click yes. And then it opens this page for you. It says revenue analysis form for this congregation, Vapotoji, is ready to be opened. Do you want it open? If you want it open for you, then it generates this for you. So this is system generated. It comes with the logo of our church, the name of the church, and it is called the Congregation Revenue Analysis Sheet. This is what is coming from the system based on the numbers that you put in there. I will encourage you to read through and be sure you are happy. If your system is such that you have a printer, etc., you can print this, and then your name you, the individual doing the declaration, will be here. This sample was done by Sofodela Asiome, so you can see his name here that he has done the declaration. Then he can sign and date it, and then you file. Even if you have not done that, it's still in the system, and we can go back and print it for you, recall and print. If you have a system that you can print this, you get it down, your district pastor may not be there, he comes, he can look through, and then he can also sign or whatever if he's happy. This page here is what is called the declaration code. And I want you to pay particular attention to it. It is not showing very clearly, but I'll show you the number that we have there. You see, if you see this page, this portion here, where it's asking you whether you want to open, you see that you have E011101, which I showed you earlier to be the congregational code for Vaco Toji headquarters. You see a dash, okay? There is dash here, and then there is 2023, which is the year, dash 02. The 02 is the week. So if we talk of declaration code, everything from the year up to the week is what we refer to as a declaration code. Since we started going to the bank, we are always on the phone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. People will go to the bank, they are not able to write their declaration code well. They have issues, and the banks have to call us. Please, your declaration code, it is because it's not showing well on that form, that's why I'm giving it to you here. Otherwise, the number we have here, E0111102023-02, is what you should be seeing here. Down here, this segment here, that's what is showing here. But because the screen is not very clear, that's why I've gone back there to show it to you. And it's very easy to do. You can see that the first part is just the congregational code, E011101. So that is what you have in there. And then there will be a dash, and it put the year 2023. And there'll be a dash, and it puts the week. So if you are following, I want one of you to tell me, assuming you do your declaration tomorrow, if you know your congregation and you know your congregational code, tell me what your declaration code is going to be. If you are understanding what I'm saying, I'm listening. If you need help with your congregational code, you can tell me. I'll see if I can help you. Are my people there, or you've abandoned me?
Oh, we are here. For example, Mr. Amwa is from Efiekuma.
Okay.
And the code is E100-203.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the congregational code, right?
Yes, for Efiekuma, E100-203.
Okay. So tomorrow, after church, when he declares, he should tell me his declaration code.
So
yeah,
so it should be E100-2023-01.
No, tomorrow is week 45.
Okay, so dash 45.
Excellent. You have passed. You have passed. You'll be my teaching assistant, sir. So yes, that's how it is. And although it sounds so simple, a lot of people had issues in the first few weeks going to the bank because they could not quote this well. What we have done is that we have integrated those of you who have opened bank account and submitted using the link that we shared. Your submission goes straight to the service provider, and they are able to integrate your bank accounts into the GCB system, so that when you walk to the bank and you provide your declaration code accurately, like Mr. Anwar just did, the teller will go to the system and he or she will be the one telling you that you are supposed to be paying 2,350 based on what you have declared, because the teller is also able to access the platform and know that Efiekuma declared this and this is the total he should be bringing. So the declaration code is very, very important. Good.
Okay.
So when you go to the want to go to the bank, you need to write your declaration code. You don't need to print this. If you print, it's just for you to check, but the bank will see this breakdown once they get the correct declaration code. And then the total cash that you have collected and declared is what you carry along. So when you go to the bank, tell them you are doing church collection payment for EP Church. Church collection payment for EP Church. Then this is my declaration form. They may give you a form to put some details in, and then you hand over the cash and the form with the declaration code to them. And if you have submitted your account numbers accurately, then you should go through the system without any difficulty. Now, if that is done, as soon as you made your payments, your 45% will hit your congregation's account immediately. 10% will go to your district. The presbytery office will receive the 7% due that office. And then the 38% goes to the headquarters account for further breakdown into headquarters support and agent's salary. So you may not need to write any check for the districts anymore. The district may not have to write any check for the presbytery anymore. And the presbytery may not need to do any check for headquarters, because once the congregational treasurer does this at the bank, all of us in the chain, we get our share and the case is done. And the record is in the system for anyone to see. So I'm sharing, so you'll be part of it. So here I put in www.epcgh and I launch the application. I'm logging in like you also do with my phone number, and I key in my password. This access I'm using is the headquarters access. So if I'm successful, I just want to, sorry, let me do it again. Okay, so I don't know whether you can see the screen.
Yes, sir, we can see.
All right, so if you log in, it gives you this page to tell you that these are the number of users. So all the people who have been given access, currently you have 779 users in the system. And if each and every one of these people have issues, two of us provide support across the nation, Sofo Delamegbe and myself. That is why very often our phones are always busy. And then the banks that we are dealing with. And this page, the amount you see simply gives you the total money paid through the bank. And at the moment, it is the GCB banking system that is getting updated. Over the last 1 month, this is how much money the church collected through this system. And it is made up of funds meant for the congregation, the district, the presbytery, and then the headquarters, total. So 362 over the last 1 month. We are only beginning. And if I log in now, you see that although we have about 917 congregations, Those who are declaring through the system are just about 50, they are less than 70. So we are nowhere near where we should be. If even 45 or 50% of the congregations will declare, you open this one day, you are saying 2 million, and that's where we want to drive to. So we need to let people go through the system so that we see the size of what our church is able to generate. So this money here is not for headquarters, it's for congregation, district, presbytery, headquarters, what has been paid through the system over the last 1 month. But so for if you get here, what you'll be doing, you may not see everything here, but you see the declaration report. So this is what you do after service tomorrow, assuming a number of people participated here and they can do declaration. All you need to do is to click on this declaration report. It will open for the weekly income details and weekly income total. Click on weekly income total, and then it gives you the summary total. If you click on the summary total, it opens this page for you. Now, all you want to do is to view declaration report. You want to know who is reporting what. So if you come here, you select the revenue week. So let me click on this, and then I will just select the last 2 Sundays, not the previous one. Last 2 Sundays was October 22nd. So you see that here is showing week 43. And tomorrow is November 5th, week 45. So I select this one. Then I also select the year. Now, if I do this at the headquarters, I will not select anything here because I want to see the whole nation. And I click on view declaration. The system will generate a report for you on all the people who filed their returns on the page in week 43. So I can pull it down and then see the total. So for that week, we had a total of 71 congregations that filed returns. So it shows me the first 50, and I can go ahead to see the remainder. Now, if you look through, you can also see those who are going through the bank to pay. So you see that I'm using week 43 just to illustrate this. You see that that week, Fiave made a declaration 1,263.4. They went to the bank to pay. So this total settle, you see the column says true. It means they've gone to the bank. But there are people who have declared but have not gone to the bank. So they have false, false, false. So you can see that Smith Flat also went to the bank. They declared, so it is true. You can see Mali Estate went to the bank. They have declared. There are others who have declared on the platform but have not gone to the bank. So they have to be showing false, false, false. The amount declared is showing all right, but they have not gone to the bank to pay. So you can see all the people who declared. And below here tells you showing result 1 to 50 of 71 entries. So this is how I know how many congregations declared in a particular week. So that week, 71 congregations declared. And we have a total of 917. So we have a long way to go. If I go here, and select the same week 40, whichever week, because you have not been doing any declaration yet, if we select, we can actually select specific presbytery to see what is happening there. So when you encourage the people and they are filing returns, all you need to do is to come here and select Central Western Presbytery. Then you can view declaration reports. If you click on this now, you see that it is empty because nobody has filed in the presbytery yet. We can do it presbytery by presbytery. We can pick meridian. For example, if I select meridian, and then I select that same week in October,
Yes.
let's say 22nd October, and then I select also the year. This, I just want to show meridian. I just click on declaration. If I view declaration, it's telling me that for that week, meridian, a total of what's happened to my screen? All these congregations you are seeing here are all from Meridian, all of them. So at the moment, they are doing the highest declaration. 29 congregations in that week declared in Meridian. So I want Central Western to beat Meridian.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
So
Amen.
this is what we want to do. So if those who have tried this, they will tell you that this is the way to go. Because once you do it, you only one person goes to the bank, the district to save the money going to the bank, the presbytery saves money going to the bank to pay the headquarters. So only the congregation does the declaration and everybody is taken care of. And it is fast, it's easy, and makes life very, very comfortable. And you can also see from here and do your own analysis. You see, the beauty of this is synod moderator. I want to just pick one congregation to do the illustration. So assuming I've gone on my rounds and I want to know how these congregations are faring. So I wasn't there, but they have declared. All I need to do is to come to the extreme end of the page and click on this link. When I click on this link, the system should be able to generate for me what is called a declaration form, what I showed you earlier. So that Sunday, which we are talking about as week 43, New Legon, they had two services, first service and second service. And the total that they have collected for that week was 3,154. But I'm able to see that, oh, okay, their Sunday offering, they got 284. Ministry of Kindness, they got 449. Tithes, they have 976. And then they have others. So this one could be week, celebration, Thanksgiving, speaking, and those things, they both together. So this is how they got their 31544. I wasn't there, but the details are here because they use an N-PAY. And I can go back and go back and go back and see all the breakdown, which now supports us in making our decision. Where are we getting money from? What can we do to support that source so that we generate more as a congregation, etc.? So it is a very useful tool to support all of us in administration to run the church better. So that's my presentation for the evening. If there is nothing else, then maybe I just have to show you briefly the cash analysis form, and then we bring this one end. So this you can design yourself in Excel, you can print it down, or you can just use A4 sheet. All we need to do is to say cash analysis, EPCG, cash analysis sheet, type of collection, so Ministry of Kindness. So you can take one page, and all we do here is that those who are doing the cash counting, they will sort, first of all, the notes for the collection. How many 100, 200, 50, 20, 10, up to this. And also do the same thing for the coins. So as they count, they enter the quantity here. and then they multiply the quantity by the denomination to have the total amount received. So they do that and do that for the coins. The coins, you have 2 cedis, 1 cedi, 50 pesos, 20 pesos, 10 pesos. So if you do all, you now have your total here. Then those who have counted, you put the dates, cash counter, 1, maybe Kofi Mensah, name signature, Andrew Mansa, name signature, Kofi Kwame, name signature. If you have a presbyter rep present, he signs. After the church, the catechist or pastor may go through the reports. If he's happy, then he's able to sign. There are instances that people bring checks, but the way N-PAY works, we don't declare the check through the system immediately. So people pay you by check, you receive the check and disclose it here. That I received check number so and so for this from Kwame, GCB check number this for this amount. Pay it into the local account. Then following week when the check less, you draw the money and add it to that week's payment and pay at the bank. So that comes under declaration, disclosure. Or a burger comes to the church and gives you the money in euros or pounds or this, and you just declare it here, disclose it. And then you will now get the bank rate the following day when you go to the bank. Then you can convert it and pay the cedi with the following week's declaration. So we can always get back to this and say, okay, we received $100 this week. The following week, you're able to convert it at 12.3. So you paid 1,230 Ghana cedis into the account for that week, being the check, the dollar received the previous week. So when everything is done, this is what I'm saying, that the treasurer is not one of those 3 counting, but the treasurer is the one who is going to load the number. So he says, I do hereby confirm that the correct amounts have been declared and loaded onto N-PAY platform. Then he signs, date it, and that ends the declaration form. So you file this. The day the auditor comes, you need to bring this file out, because we'll then trace every entry here onto your declaration for those weeks, and we want to be sure that the right thing is being done. So this is how the cash analysis form looks like. And you can actually buy a notebook and use the pages, design them this way. So you do it, sign it, and it is in one big notebook you have. And it just makes the life very easy for all of us. So on that note, I want to say thank you to you and your team for the opportunity. And then I will shortly send you the cash analysis form as a guide, so you can share with your team. Thank you very much, sir.